Yo, we are back like we never left, man. Not only in the state of Michigan, it's literally 86 degrees today. It will be 62 tomorrow, 38 overnight tonight, which is insanity, which is why I'm wearing my sweater in my basement. But we are also back like we never left when it comes to the pass rush, because Brad Holmes, he don't have a prescription. He got a fever, though, and he is allergic to the pass rush. He has doubled down and confirmed all of my worst fears that we as fans, most of us, prioritize a Robin to Aiden's Batman more than he does. But we'll see how that plays out this year. But ZaDarius Smith, who was traded for at the trade deadline and came through and not only ended up with 10 sacks on the season, I believe it was 9, he wound up having the most for the Detroit Lions after the trade. He had the most sacks and the most pressures. After him was Aleem McNeil, and then it was DJ Reader, and then it was like Alexander Zaloni. So there's no question that the Detroit Lions need someone to be a running mate opposite Hutch. Hutch is elite. ZaDarius Smith is pretty darn good, okay? And ZaDarius Smith was a steal. He was a steal even if he was getting $11 million in 2025. He was a steal. This came out today. Now, I used to make fun of this guy in the 2024 offseason a year ago when he was with the Miami Dolphins. And who is that? That is Mr. Sprinkle of Van Ginkel himself. Minnesota Vikings reached an agreement today on a 1-year, $23 million extension that includes $22.4 million guaranteed for linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel, per his agent, Drew and Jason Rosenhaus. Andrew Van Ginkel, to me, is overpaid. $20 million when he signed with the Minnesota Vikings in the 2024 offseason. I think he signed like a $20 million a year or something insane like that. It was ridiculous. It was an overpay, and it's an overpay now. But one thing I can say about Sprinkle of Van Ginkel is that he contributes. He has production. Does the production match his salary? I don't know. That's debatable, right? In the eye of the beholder. But when it comes to ZaDarius Smith, even at $11 million, it was a steal. He was a steal. It was a steal, period. If he was still on our team, he would be the Robin to Aiden's Batman, because we went through the draft and we took a 6th-round draft pick who is on the depth chart right now, according to ESPN, number 4. I could buy that. He's a rookie, 6th-round pick. He's a rookie. Why is ZaDarius Smith a steal even at $11 million? Well, let's go and let's look at a year in which sacks were light, in my opinion. The sack leader was Trey Hendrickson. By the way, been awful quiet on the Cincinnati Bengals front. They took a pass rusher, I believe, so he'll be there. 17.5. Next up was Myles Garrett. Nick Bonito, 13.5. Kyle Van Noy, 12.5. Danielle Hunter, 12. Jonathan Grenard, 12. Micah Parsons, 12. TJ Watt, 11.5. Andrew Van Ginkel, Sprinkle himself of Van Ginkel, 11.5. Leonard Williams, Will Anderson Jr., Dante Fowler Jr., who was also a free agent that we could have snagged, Jonathan Cooper, Will McDonald, Trayvon Walker. And then you go down here. ZaDarius Smith was tied for 18th. 18th. So Van Ginkel was tied for 8th. And ZaDarius Smith is tied for 18th. Ahead of Harold Landry, Dexter Lawrence, Nick Bosa, Leonard Floyd. And if we were to pay him $11 million this year, that was a steal. That was a steal. 32 years old, still doing this thing. Now let's take a look at what ESPN has as our pre-OTA training camp depth chart. This is probably going to change, or it could stay a lot of the same. Right now, the opposite, the Robin to Aiden's Batman, is Josh Paschal, who, in my recollection, was drafted as a defensive tackle. That's what I saw. I could be wrong. Marcus Davenport may have the start over him if he wasn't hurt, but we know that's what he does. Pat O'Connor is third string with Isaac Ukwu as fourth string. If we look on Aiden Hutchinson's side, you have Muhammad Hassanin and Mitchell Agude on as the fourth string. All of these guys here could wind up not on the team, maybe on the practice squad. Agude was on the practice squad last year. Isaac Ukwu was on the practice squad last year. I believe Ukwu was actually elevated a whole lot more than Agude. So you bring in ZaDarius Smith. He takes over for Josh Paschal, or you could have him second string. Maybe you push Marcus Davenport down to third string. Maybe even fourth. I don't know. But ZaDarius Smith was a steal, even at $11 million. Tied for 18th in sacks. Two teams played all 17 games. And Andrew Van Ginkel, who had 11 and a half, by the way, just got $23 million, a $23 million extension with how much guaranteed? How much was it? With 22.4 guaranteed. Now you understand. And some of you are starting to agree with me in the comment section. Like yesterday's price ain't today's price. If I'm ZaDarius Smith, yesterday's price ain't today's price. Right now, he would be a godsend if he comes back to the team. He really would. Because Josh Paschal at edge, remember Brad Holmes said he really wasn't supposed to be there. He was only there because we were injured. And now, according to ESPN, and most likely because Davenport, we don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, he might not make the team. I'm just going to keep it a buck. He might not. He probably will. But he might not make. He's a big dude, strong dude. But he might not make the team. I'm leaning toward he might, then he won't. But hey, I told y'all last year about James Houston, how he shouldn't have made the team. We wind up cutting him. Because at training camp, you could see it. It just, the energy wasn't there. And I think coming off 2 season-ending injuries, the way that Marcus Davenport was carrying himself at the press conference, we're going to see a lot in training camp. I don't even know if we'll see him during the preseason. But if he's not first string, then we will see him during the preseason. I think we should see him during the preseason. But bring it back to ZaDarius Smith. ZaDarius Smith, the Lions have apparently made an offer, left it with his agent, said that a pass rush, let me get this right, a defensive end is more of a priority for us, the fans, than it is for the Lions. Brad Holmes doubled down on that in the 97 Won the Ticket interview. And now ZaDarius Smith is the best of the rest. If I'm looking at this list again, let's look at this list again. Off the top of the dome, I believe that ZaDarius Smith is the only one available right now. The Lions should do whatever they have to, sweeten the deal to bring him back. I would, if I'm Brad Holmes, okay, because, I guess y'all tell me that I think I know more than Brad Holmes, and I'm smarter than Brad Holmes, and I'm a basement general manager and an armchair general manager, right? If I'm Brad Holmes, I have a meeting with ZaDarius Smith. I'll talk to him one-on-one. He seems like it was cordial, the split. ZaDarius been around. He knows the business, right? He was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, has played for the Packers, the Vikings. I know the split with the Vikings was nasty because he got traded from Minnesota to Cleveland. And then, or it was either that or Green Bay, one or the other. So what I do is I talk to him man to man. If I can, I don't think there's any bylaw that says you can't now that free agency is here, the new season, maybe there is. I talk to him in whatever capacity I can. I get this message across to him. Hey, let's sweeten the deal. Let's incentive base this thing. How about maybe we get you your $11 million if you hit these incentives. And I mean, you was going to get it anyway, whatever it was, because now I can't see his contract because it's under a paywall because he's not on the team, I guess. So with me, I say, look, man, We fell short last year. We were there. Injuries played a big part. You came through. You hooked us up. Like, you really came through. Appreciate your services, right? You understand that? Okay. How can we move forward? What do I have to do? I'll add these incentives. Okay. What about this incentive? What about that incentive? Gabe's play. He's probably going to reach it, right? Sacks, whatever it is, whatever I have to do to get you to come back, I make it happen, because I showed you the list and this is our list. So now things could change. People are going to be cut. Sometimes names that we don't imagine are going to be cut during the lead up to the NFL season. You've got pre-training camp, you've got post-training camp, you've got preseason and post-preseason, where people can come in those 2 weeks between the last preseason game and the start of the season. So things can change. But why not bring ZaDarius Smith back? A guy that, even though he was here for half a year, the city embraced him, he embraced us, and he knows what's up. And what I like about ZaDarius that I think that cannot be undersold is the fact that I'll never forget that Texans game. His first game as a Detroit Lion in street clothes. We could not get to CJ Stroud to save our life. He's on the sideline coaching. And what do you know? We turn the game around and win the game. And I think, honestly, because of ZaDarius Smith sideline help, even though he wasn't on the field, that veteran leadership, that savvy, that intelligence, that experience helped the young cats to be able to just enough pressure on CJ Stroud to get to help us win the game. So that's what I would love to see. And I'm going to be real. At this point, through free agency and now the draft, ZaDarius Smith right now would be trading for Myles Garrett. It really, if we could bring this man back and actually see what it's like for him and Hutch to be running mates, which we have, honestly, we have yet to see a true, real significant edge as a running mate to Hutch. We have yet to see it. And I think that I would love to see that. Let me know what you feel. Would you love to see that? I feel like we were kind of robbed in a way too, because we didn't get to see those guys together. So we got, we have Aiden, DJ, we got Tyleek until Aleem gets back, or maybe even further. And then ZaDarius Smith on the other side. I'm not mad at that. Got Davenport. You've got Hassanin. You've got Mohammed. You making me feel a whole lot better with ZaDarius. The saying is really true. On and on you seem to go, but you don't know what you've got till it's gone. So hopefully ZaDarius can come back with his girl, his nephew, and his kind of some roots getting laid down in the city. I hope he comes back. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.